So hi guys, we're going to be replacing a battery in this Lorus watch today. Now it is quite a complicated watch, so you've got a digital face and an analog face, and on some watches they do that with one battery. On this watch they do it with two, so you need to take out two batteries to be replaced. It's a fiddly job, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It is a fiddly pain in the backside type of job to do, but it is perfectly doable at home. You will need some tools to do it with though, mainly something with a little point on it, so something quite small to get to little pieces, a small screwdriver, a Phillips screwdriver for some little screws that you're going to need to undo, and a back remover and maybe some tweezers, something of that nature. And of course you're going to need two batteries. This watch takes two, so you've got the CR2025 and a little SR626 or IG4, which is the analog battery. So you need both of those to be able to get this thing going. So let's show you how it's done. So okay, the first thing you need to do of course is to remove this back plate. Now I use one of these. It seems a lot easier than some of the bigger tools. You can get bigger, look at the 3-pond things. This is a lot easier. You're just getting it in place. It will be tight. Once you get it loosened, then it will just slide off quite easily. So once you've got the back off, you'll notice that there's a couple of pieces. There's a little guard around here, and there's a sticker on the battery there. The sticker actually says take off this battery first for analog battery replacement, and then it says caution, maintain the original orientation of the metal battery cover. So don't replace that or move that around, but I'll get to that in a minute. You will also notice whilst we're here, before I take this off, there's a little spring. The cover's slightly stuck to the spring. Just be careful not to damage or move this spring. This spring actually reacts as like a conductor with the back of the watch. So if you look at the back plate, you can see there's a little brass ring going around it. So this bit here is to connect to that little spring there. So just be very careful not to damage or move that spring if you can. So we're going to take this little label off and take this piece out. So then we take this part out. Once this part comes out, which is just like the edge guard, you can then see that there's these screws around the edge here. We need to remove all the screws around the white piece, around this edge, to be able to get to this battery, because we can't get this battery out from the top. We've got to get it out from underneath. So we need to take off these gently with our little Phillips screwdriver. Once you've got the screws undone, you don't have to take them out all the way, you just need to get them undone. Then I found it was easy. I've got one of these little sort of like tweezers with a flat bit on the end to get underneath here, gently lift this up. This all comes off in one piece, it's not attached anywhere luckily. So once you've got this plate off, you can see the battery's still encased in this little holder. If you turn it over, you've got a little place on either side over here where you can push this little clip out. It's just here, there. This is where you need your little fine screwdriver or something of that nature. This goes into here, literally just pushes off like that. That lifts this little bridge bit off. You can pop the battery out, like so. So then you just need your new CR2025 to go back in here. So you get your new battery, brand new 2025. That then just pushes in, so make sure it's facing plus side up. That goes in here. This then you literally can just push this across. It's got a little arrow on here, so you can see the arrow telling you which way to push it. So you can push it forward like that. It will clip into place just with a very light touch of your finger. So that's that in place, that's that done. So now you've done the digital battery, you can then move on to the analog battery, which is the one underneath this cover. The analog battery, as you can see, is in this little hole down here. There's a little plastic thing, so a little piece of rubber stroke silicone that just pops out. That's just to cover it. And then you just pop the battery out, you push the little side bit down here and the battery will pop out. The analog battery is a little SR626 or AG1 as they normally call them, and that just pushes down back into the hole. You may have to push it down a little bit, but it just pushes in and goes in place. Once that's in, we are then done for the analog and the digital battery, and then we need to put the little silicone bit, the little clear bit, over the top of the battery. It's just like a spacer really. It doesn't stay in place, it's not fixed, it's wobbly. So we're going to put the white bit back in place now. You can see just here there's a little lug, and there's also one on the other side there to line up with these little holes here. So it's not the easiest thing to do, it wasn't the easiest thing to get off. There we go, so that one goes in that side. So once you've got them both lined up like that, you'll see the little white bits down there. You can then start putting the screws back in. So when you've got the battery cover and holder in place, you've done all the screws up, I've stuck the sticker back on. You don't have to, I've just stuck it there because it helps me with the future should I need to know what's what. The next piece you need to put in is this piece. Now you do have to be very careful with this because this is very fragile and very light, but it has got a little piece here. This is where the crown sort of goes, where the actual stem of the crown goes, but it does go in at a funny angle. It sort of pushes in gently, and then you've got to sort of just carefully fiddle it around a little bit. And once you've got this in place, that's done. It's all nice and flush. You see the little battery stickers down. You've got a little couple of metal bits here that you can see. They should be still proud, standing up. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, the spring should still be in place. Then put your back on and you are done. So then all we've got to do is set the watch and readjust it. Now I did go through the modes in the review, so if you look at the review of this watch, you'll see I'll go through the modes on where you get to the setting modes. I'll also leave a link to a little picture at the end of the video, and if you pause that, you'll be show you what you need to do. And if you've got any questions, of course, you can ask me in the comments down below and I will reply to you. So anyway guys, thanks for watching.